Hello everyone and welcome back to a little bit more focused PvP. Today we are picking up with the Pickaxe and Lothric's Holy Sword, I do believe is the name, and I'm correct, cool. I remember a thing or two, guys. I do in fact remember a thing or two. So I need to make sure that I have a Leo ring on, which I currently do not. So let's switch this. How much damage do I lose? No, that's not bad. Switch that for a Leo ring, that will be most important. Are you using a bow? Oh, interesting. Hi. Looks like we need something a little faster. What you doing, buddy? Do. Come on, man. I started the bow build. You think you can make this work? Come on, man. Come on. Bow builds are my thing. Yes, I've got a couple arrows. But hey, that doesn't really work well against someone who knows how to really easily deal with them. Run attack spam from a fast weapon is all that you need in life. That said, the damage on this thing was a little bit disappointing. I mean, yeah, it's fast, so that will mitigate it by a long shot. Damage-wise, though, I mean, if we compare it to other swords in its class... Huh, really? CC versus CD, that's better. Higher base. Makes sense in a way. Losing my voice a tad. So we have a Dragon Slayer spear. Full-on cosplay. Most likely wearing a Leo ring. Are you ready? That stamina drain though. No. I wanted a rolling attack. Game. Not cool. Ugh, slow times. That was an interesting one. Tried to run and roll and then just ran and stopped moving instead. Meh, whatever. Strange, though, that I didn't get any two-hit guaranteed things. I mean, I knew this weapon was slow, I used it before, but I didn't think it was that slow. Like, I assumed that it would be a little bit better than that. I know when two-handed it gets them, but when one-handed, really, it doesn't? That's surprising to me. Dark Spirit Joe. Now I want to screw around a little bit with the, oh, I don't have any. The rope fire bombs. That's a little bit disappointing, actually. Oh well. I would say that it's the thought that counts, but not really in this case. So, the skill on this weapon, Sacred Lothric Light, it's okay. And Galvanize on the Pickaxe is decent, but nothing spectacular. A mage! Oh, well, aren't you special? Yes, yes, throw on all your stuff. That's cool. Never mind the fact that I tried to roll. You have lots of damage. Fine, I'll go with the fast weapon. Surprise! Good attempt. Lots of good damage as that guy. He had the proper buffs on to make his magic actually viable, and for whatever reason my dodge, despite me pressing it, didn't move in time. It appeared to me, and it could just be my imagination, but the speed that the Homing Crystal Soul Mass moved at, it seemed to me, and this, like I said, could just be my imagination, but it seemed to me as though its hitbox got to me before the actual spell itself did, and that's something I've noticed before against that spell, against people who use it. It's just not really... I like that guy's name. That's just not really accurate in terms of hitbox and animation timings. It just seems to me to be that way. And that said, since we started off this little episode using the Holy Sword more often than the War Pick, we'll just keep going with the trend and go with it for the rest of the remaining half that we're in. Gotta love that range. No, not gonna... Shame I didn't see that one coming. Ting. No, not gonna do a rolling attack that time. There you go. No stamina to roll. Did too many rolls, did too many rolling attacks. So, that was the end of that. Good use of the Zwei overall, though. Didn't do too many random R1s out there. That would have gotten me if he did a few more R1s. And I don't think I saw a single R2. And that actually wasn't his Zwei. I just said that because of his name. That was... whatever the name of that greatsword is. Profaned. It wasn't Lorian's, I don't think. Maybe it was Lorian's. It does have Stomp. So I think that actually was it, and I'm just going crazy. Don't worry about it, I'm fine. It's only been a little bit of a long day, so hey. We'll be fine. There's our summon. Haven't seen anyone use that set of armor yet. Makes me think of Rosie. Ah, the good old days. Katana. One buff. Wow, that damage. Okay, I didn't expect the R1 spam. But wow, that damage. I didn't expect to actually lose the trait on that with my weapon skill versus a regular two-handed R1. That is the thing I'm talking about with this weapon. Yes, it's got a ranged attack that comes out quickly, and that's well and good. But its damage is very lacking. And I'm sure if you infuse it or something along those lines, if it even can be infused, I don't think that it can. But if it can be infused, that might be a big improvement to it, don't get me wrong. But overall, it's disappointing, damage-wise. So, oh well. Just something we need to get used to. It does have good range. Like, if we compare it to other longsword, straight sword class weapons, it is longer. I'm not even going to bother, saying anything about this one. I mean, yeah, the dark sword is longer. Yeah, Goddard's sword just doesn't even compare to the others. But you get the idea. And it does look really cool. And it's platinum, so hey, that means it's gotta be good, right? Aww. Unable to summon Dark Spirit. So sad. I hope that eventually they release a patch that allows me to invade instead. Because, I mean, yes, I can invade now, but I can't hoard souls easily if I die in the invasion, which is a very likely thing to do. If I die during the invasion, then my souls are dropped where I died in that world instead of where I started to invade from, which is horribly inconvenient. Because if I'm chasing someone through the level, that means I have to run through the level myself, and if I die at the end, that's just annoying. So, yes, invasions are worth doing. I'll have to start doing them soon once I get a little lower on embers. But really, it's just not something I'm overly inclined to do. And that's why you don't try and parry. Unless it's something so predictable like that. Oh. Bad tracking out of 10. Come on, buddy. That was such an easy thing to parry. Oh, that was good. Come on. Oh, really? That clipped me? Really? Oh, come on. A loss that I didn't deserve right there. So sad. So sad. This weapon's damage is so horrible, and that's such a cheesy weapon. I hate how it has the double hit, and I hate how its tracking on the second swing is so stupidly good. Not a fan of it. Too many people spam that run attack. It's such a wide hitbox. It's so annoying to parry. And it's just really difficult to deal with. And it's extremely fast for an ultra greatsword if you really think about it. Like, that is extremely, extremely fast. Still, eventually I'll learn how to deal with that attack, that weapon. I say that attack because it's mostly just run attack spam, but hey, that's fine. So we've got a Black Knight halberd. We've got some heavier armor. That was a strange little baby jump. Decent little combo. Ting. Great little finisher right there. I am very surprised I didn't get that backstab. Oh, I see how we're doing this. Okay. That's cool. I really don't care to continue fighting that. Oh yes, down. Because I'm so bad. I'm bad out of 10, guys. I am bad out of 10. I'm bad and I should feel bad. See, I thought for whatever reason he was going for an Ash Nestus right then. Because he, you know, used so much of his focus points. No, he needed to heal because I'm bad and I should feel bad. That's okay. Ciri. As in Cirilla. As in The Witcher. I'm really excited for Blood and Wine. Like, I've never been that excited for a DLC, in all honesty. Like, something about the Witcher games, that one, Witcher 3 has me hooked. Just something about it I like a lot. Do I want that? Is that useful to me? Not really. Why the hell not? A buckler and a katana. I like your hat at the very least. Oh, you got me with that poke. No? Hey, that's worth it. I'll take that blood loss for the kill. That's fine by me. Actually, it doesn't look like I got any souls from that. Unless I just wasn't paying attention and I got them anyway, but it didn't look like I got any. Huh. Well, that kind of sucks. I mean, at least I didn't use an ember and have that wasted, but that still kind of sucks. In a way, I wish that I had this infused with heavy because that would do a lot for my damage. Like, that would be a big improvement to it. I mean, yeah, 511 is great and all, but in all honesty, it's not really 511. And I honestly, with this ring, I don't see where it actually adds on the damage. Because we're at 280 plus 185 without it. Then we put it on. It's still 280 plus 185, so what kind of damage type is being added? Where's that addition coming from? Like, where does it go? Is it pure physical damage? Is it untyped damage? It's just, you know, something I'm kind of curious about. I'm not going to even bother with that. I'll just leave it as is. What's it matter? Oh no, an S-Stock. Oh no, why did I summon you? And you're buffing it. Ew. You, sir, have a disgusting build. You actually know other attacks. I am surprised. You poised through that? Okay, I'm really surprised now. They're learning. They are, in fact, learning. It still does disgusting damage, even if it's not R1 spam. It still does, because it's just ridiculously fast. And my issue with it isn't so much the speed, it's the damage and the fact that its recovery frames are so ridiculously quick. Like, I brought it up briefly when I was using the Black Knight Greatsword a few videos back, on how, even though they can bounce off of you, you still don't have the speed to punish them with the weapon that you're using, just simply due to the fact that their recovery frames are so quick. That's what gives rapiers such a huge advantage. They can hit you and get out before you can even respond. That's if they don't try an R1 spam, of course. But the issue there is that because they're so quick, slower weapons stand no chance for the most part. And honestly, yes, he was two-handing it, but the fact he could poise through an attack from a pickaxe, which is technically a great hammer weapon, I find to be very odd. It's just my personal opinion on it, just my 2 cents. Derp. Yeah, I deserve that. I deserve that. Bravo, bravo, I failed so bad. Yes, yes, running around and attacking once. It always gets me. It always does. Ow. That was my neck cracking just then. I looked to the side and just snap. That was less than pleasant. Ah. Ah. Yeah. Might help if I did that. Get a little extra health so I can actually go for trades a little more reliably. And again, that's something else with this weapon that I do find disappointing. It's a great hammer weapon, and yes, it's supposed to have a slow startup swing speed, but again, my personal issue with this one is that it doesn't seem to do as much damage as I feel like it should. And again, that's most likely due to the infusion type. Oh, you're using this. Why is everyone using everything that's annoying tonight? Huh. Really? There we go. There's my Leo ring counter that I wanted in my life. There we go. Place me up against a slow weapon and I can get counterattacks all day long. But place me against a fast weapon with this thing, things don't go nearly as well, because its short range is technically shorter than an S-stock. So there's problem number 1 against S-stocks. They outrange me. Problem number 2 is if I do attempt to get in close to actually deal with them, well, I can't because of their range, but number 2 is that they'll just R1 spam or poke me, and they, as you saw in an earlier fight, have better hyper armor than I do for whatever reason. I don't know. That part doesn't make sense to me, but hey, I didn't make the game. Hello, friend. Katana? A pyro flame in the offhand? I don't recognize that buff. Go for that. Distancing. Oh, I thought I was out of range. It's weird being on the receiving end of that attack, in all honesty. I've only been on the receiving end of that attack twice, so that being the second time right there. Its range is really hard to estimate from the other side. I will definitely give it that. That's one of the things I loved about that weapon. Now, if this losing streak would be so kind as to end, that would be fantastic. Because I've lost enough for this episode, I feel like. It's carrying on and on and on a little too much. The weapons I chose, they don't really complement each other well, and I didn't even bother to keep this Holy Sword on just because its damage isn't great. It's really just not. So, meh. Next time, what do I feel like doing next time? Probably Lucerne. Most likely Lucerne. And then for my fast weapon, I don't know. Maybe the Storm Curved Sword, maybe the Crescent Moon. Hard to say which. Haven't quite made up my mind. That said, I don't even know if I want to do a curved sword next time in the offhand, or as a secondary. Thrall Axe, I'm thinking, will probably be pretty entertaining though. It's short, true, but it's got decent speed, and the quick step could be fun. I could mess around with Onikiri and Ubidachi. Could do the Great Axe as well. I have options. I have lots of options now. And because I have so many options, I don't know what I want to play with. Go figure. Having all these options caused a new set of problems. Just have to make up my mind on something. Hello, friend. Everyone with the cestus in the offhand, though. Oh my god. It drives me crazy. As I was saying. And that backstab. As I was saying, though, I find it very strange that when two-handed you have a guaranteed 2-hit on the R1, but when one-handed you don't. Of all things, that should be the opposite of how it is. Like, that really just should be the opposite. I don't understand. There's really no incentive to use this weapon one-handed other than the fact that you can parry. Because its one-handed R2s and its two-handed R2s are the same. And its one-handed and two-handed R1s are the same. So there's really no good reason, aside from the fact that the only difference with its one-handed R1s is that they're too slow to actually follow up and get a guaranteed second hit. Which is odd because it looks like they're actually, you know, capable of doing it. But I guess that little spin is just enough time for them to get out. I don't know. I do not know. But anyway, next time we will most likely be testing out Lucerne and some other weapon. That said, probably should do the Lothric Night Sword or the Long Sword, something that's got stabbing attacks, something with thrusts. Oh, Murakumo, you're gonna go for the R1L1 or R1L2 R2? Nice timing on that. Surprised that one didn't get him. That missed, though. He really... I don't know how he ended up missing me with that, because it's a really easy attack to hit with. I mean, I'm not going to complain, because I've had enough losses for this play session, but I feel like I should have gotten hit. Either way, it would have been a trade, and either way, I would have won. But, I'm actually surprised I ended up hitting with that two-handed charged attack. Like, that charged R2, I felt like it should have missed. I'm happy it didn't, but I feel like it should have. I just had the timing right, I guess, to get him in the middle of his roll. And that said... Well, that's interesting, actually. Do other weapons do that? I guess they do. The pickaxe is sticking out of the little black box slightly. I've never noticed. I see Cestus in the offhand. Not a shock. Oh wait, that's not Cestus. That's just your gauntlet. I do like your fashion. As I said, guaranteed 2 hits. I'll be nice. Come on, drink up. Drink up. Okay, if you don't want me to be so kind. You can sight parry that one, by the way. That was a little bit odd. Oh well. Alright, let's get in one more fight, and we'll call it there. Dark Spirit Stagger is the next on the list. And yeah, we'll just do a regular old, plain old, boring longsword next time. Nothing special with it. It's got thrusting attacks, that's what we need. That said, how's the longsword compared to the Lothric Nightsword lengthwise? Lothric Nightsword has a little bit more reach, so we'll go with that one. Damage-wise, it will be a little bit lower, but that's okay, because we are going to be going for the thrusts. Yeah, that's okay. Hello, friend. Are you ready? Those counters. I do like my counters. Alright guys, on that note, we will pick things up here next time. Next time, as I said, we'll be using the longsword and Lucerne. So, if that's something you want to see, well, you know where to find me. But anyway guys, I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I will see you all next time.